Archangel Michael says, your delay was no accident. Someone traded your name in the spirit. There is a disturbance in the spirit, a ripple that reaches through time, through destiny, through your divine timeline. This isn't just about delay. This isn't just about time slipping away. This is about your name. Your name has been spoken in the unseen, whispered in shadows, and traded in realms where your feet have never walked, but your spirit has been known. Archangel Michael hath been watching, sword unsheathed, because your delay was not an accident. It was orchestrated. Someone, somewhere, tried to steal your spiritual momentum. Someone uttered your name in the wrong circle, with the wrong motive, under the wrong light. They did not understand what they were touching. They did not know that your name carries heavenly weight. They did not realize that to delay you is to interfere with the will of the Almighty. But heaven never sleeps. The angelic guard has not missed a single moment. Your slow season was not a punishment. It was a clue. You were not forgotten. You were being preserved. Archangel Michael is revealing this now because the spiritual trade was never about destroying you. It was about derailing you long enough that you'd give up. But you didn't give up. You are still standing, and now your name is returning with multiplied power. The clock has turned. The spiritual tides have shifted, and what was once stolen is being called back into your atmosphere. Heaven is speaking. Archangel Michael is moving, and your delay is ending by fire, by force, by faith. This message is for you. This is not just a word. It is a divine retrieval. Type "I reclaim my name" in the comments if this message speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 717 is being released over you now. Your delay was no accident. Someone traded your name in the spirit, and it ends tonight. Hear me now. You are being summoned into revelation. You are being called into clarity. You are being pulled into the divine reality where secrets can no longer hide. A wind is shifting. A veil is lifting. Something in your spiritual atmosphere is moving, and it cannot be ignored any longer. Archangel Michael has stepped into your situation, and when he steps in, delay must step out. Time is not your enemy. People are not your enemy. The true enemy is the spiritual transaction made behind your back. It was subtle. It was strategic. It was silent. But heaven heard it. Someone whispered your name with the intent to delay your rise, block your opportunity, hold your joy hostage. But what they didn't realize is that your name is not theirs to use. Your name is registered in heaven. Your identity is sealed by God. This is your 24-hour awakening call. Yes, the next 24 hours matter. Because in the next 24 hours, a reversal will be initiated. A retrieval will begin. A realignment will be commanded in the spirit. You will start to feel a difference, not just in the physical, but in your discernment, in your energy, in your vision. You'll begin to feel what was stolen returning home. Your delay is no longer permitted. Your movement is no longer withheld. Your acceleration has been signed by heaven's authority. Archangel Michael says, this interference was not permitted, and it will not persist. I have come with a sword, not to wound, but to sever the ties that were forged without consent. This is divine correction. This is spiritual redemption. And this is your time to reclaim. Your name is your weapon. Your identity is your assignment. Heaven has declared that your name can no longer be tampered with. Let this word penetrate your soul. You are not too late. You are not too vergone. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And now, the shift begins. Don't take this lightly. The night is marked. Tonight is divine. Tonight is coded with reversal. Type I am under divine protection in the comments to receive your reversal. Blessing number 444 is now shielding your steps. They thought you wouldn't notice. They thought you wouldn't feel it. But your soul had been restless, your spirit unsettled. There has been a fog around your focus, a silence louder than words, and a frustration that didn't match the season. You've been doing the right things. You've been praying, showing up, putting through, but nothing had been moving the way it should. Why? Because something moved in the spirit before it showed up in the natural. And someone, somewhere, used your name to open a door that wasn't theirs to walk through. They called on your favor without carrying your fire. They spoke your destiny in places that weren't designed for your name. And that misuse caused a delay, not because heaven denied you, but because spiritual interference tried to confuse the timing. This wasn't just envy. This was sabotage. Someone observed your elevation and mistook your silence for vulnerability. You see, you didn't brag about what was coming. You did announce every move, and your quiet made them believe you had no backing. But you've been backed by divine intelligence. You've been shadowed by glory. They couldn't see your angels, so they assumed you were alone. And in that assumption, they made a move. They had a conversation behind your back. They traded your energy for access. They gossiped, they twisted, they projected. They did not say your name to bless you. They said your name to bind you. And heaven recorded it. That is why you've been feeling the tension in atmospheres that once felt familiar. That is why you sensed rejection without explanation. You were removed from spaces that your light had once filled, not because of who you are, but because of how someone misrepresented you. Someone tried to alter how you are seen in the spirit realm, hoping that it would manifest in how you are received in the physical realm. But Archangel Michael says, I have traced every word. I have followed the echo of every misused syllable. Your name was mishandled, but now it is being washed in divine fire. You were not wrong to feel off. You were not overreacting. You were discerning. That weight on your chest, that was real. That sudden weariness, that was real. That resistance where there should have been ease, that was real. Because your name was invoked without honor. And now heaven has made a decision to restore the truth about you. A decision to call your name only in circles of light. A decision to clear the fog of confusion and bring your essence back into divine alignment. This is not the time to doubt what you're feeling. This is the time to confirm it. Because what you're sensing is the Holy Spirit stirring up clarity. You are not crazy. You are being informed. Archangel Michael speaks boldly. They've uncovered a piece of you, but only a fragment. And now they are trying to shape your whole story based on a broken piece. But I am here to rewrite what they tried to rewrite. I am here to restore your spiritual reputation. I am here to bring justice in realms you didn't even know existed. Your name will no longer be misread, misused, or misaligned. Your truth is about to roar louder than their whisper. Type I am seen by heaven in the comments to declare your clarity. Blessing code 555 is moving through your atmosphere now. You must understand now. This was never just a personal offense. It was a spiritual confrontation. This delay you've been facing, it wasn't merely about lost time or missed moments. It was a targeted interference designed to shake the foundation of your purpose. Someone saw your light and mistook it for a threat. Someone witnessed your calling and tried to convert it into a curse. This was not a coincidence. This was a calculated strike in the spirit realm against your divine assignment. But what they didn't calculate was the divine intervention standing guard over your path. What they didn't see was Archangel Michael, stationed with sword drawn, tracking every unauthorized utterance of your name. The conversation they had behind your back didn't just stay in the air. It traveled. Words have weight in the spirit. Words have the power to build or to bind. And when they used your name out of jealousy, manipulation, or selfish ambition, they attempted to bind what God had already blessed. But here is the truth. What is blessed cannot be blocked. What is chosen cannot be cancelled. What is anointed cannot be auctioned off. You are not just a person. You are a spiritual force, commissioned for such a time as this. You carry assignments that are bigger than your age, bigger than your zip code, bigger than your current circumstances. And that is why the attack came in silence. Because your silence, your obedience, your focus, they scared them. Your light disturbed the shadows. And so, the shadows reacted. But here is the deeper mystery. This conflict was allowed by heaven, not to break you, but to reveal you. You have been hidden in plain sight. You have been preserved in the midst of battle. The spiritual interference was meant to reroute you, but all it did was reroute your enemies. They thought they were stalling your future. In truth, they were speeding up your transformation. This pain you've been navigating, it's prophetic. This opposition, it's a signal. Every delay has been heaven's spotlight, because what delays in the natural accelerates in the spiritual when God is in control. And now, Archangel Michael is making this declaration. This battle is not yours. This delay is not your burden to carry. This conflict was never personal. It was spiritual. It was a reaction to your rising. And your rising has not been stopped. Your rising had been studied, misunderstood, underestimated, but never stop. You are still ascending. You are still moving forward. And though it seemed like nothing was happening, everything was happening in the unseen. God has been building a testimony out of your tension. The delay was never denial. It was divine alignment preparing to expose the counterfeit and establish the consecrated. You are chosen. You are sealed. You are under divine protection. There is nothing casual about your life. Everything you've endured is prophetic. And now the spirit realm is adjusting to your next level. Those who spoke against you, those who traded your name, they are now witnessing your recovery. They are now watching your reactivation. They cannot stop what heaven has assigned. They cannot undo what God has authored. They cannot mute what the Most High has spoken. Your name is now being carried by angels, not by gossip. Your identity is being washed in truth, not in rumors. Your journey is unfolding on schedule, heaven's schedule, not man's. Type I am anointed in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 818 is unlocking doors of divine justice on your behalf. Be alert now. Stay awake in the spirit. Do not let this moment pass you by. Archangel Michael is not just speaking for reflection. He is speaking for preparation. There is a stirring behind the veil, and while heaven has already begun the process of restoration, the resistance has not given up. The same ones who traded your name in the spirit may try again in the physical. The same ones who distorted your essence in secret will soon look for ways to confront, distract, or provoke you in the open. That is how spiritual retaliation works. When the light exposes the darkness scrambles to maintain its illusion. Pay close attention to the energies around you. In the next 72 hours, there will be a moment where you feel a sudden weight, a sudden emotional pull, a strange message or encounter that carries confusion. It may come through a conversation, a dream, a digital comment, or a memory long buried, but it is a trigger meant to pull you backward. This is not just coincidence. This is a reaction. Because when Archangel Michael declared that your name was being reclaimed, the counterfeit narrative began to unravel. Those who once felt comfortable speaking over you in secret are now uncomfortable watching your strength return. And discomfort breeds desperation. You must know this. They may attempt to reach out, not out of repentance, but out of fear. They may send a message cloaked in friendliness, but laced with manipulation. They may try to check in when their true intent is to check your temperature, to see if you still doubt yourself, to see if you still carry the residue of delay. Do not answer emotionally. Do not explain yourself. This is not the time to be polite to demons wearing familiar faces. This is the time to stay grounded in truth, armored in clarity, and surrounded by fire. Archangel Michael has seen their intentions, and he is issuing this warning with fierce love. If you engage with what heaven has already silenced, you could reopen a door that was meant to stay closed. This is a sacred boundary season. Guard your spirit. Guard your inbox. Guard your energy. You owe no one an explanation for what heaven is doing in you, through you, and around you. The truth will speak for itself. The fruit will speak for itself. The elevation will speak for itself. But understand this, your growth threatens those who benefited from your delay. They are not upset at you. They are terrified of your motion. They fear the version of you that no longer needs their validation. They fear the anointing that now covers you, the clarity that now leads you, and the fire that now surrounds your name. The spirit realm is activated. Angelic reinforcements are stationed. Archangel Michael is standing between you and every lingering spiritual attachment. Do not interfere with what he is severing. If they try to lure you back into confusion, stand still. If they twist your name one more time, remain silent. If they try to provoke your old self, walk away. Let the angels deal with them. Let divine justice run its course. You are not in the courtroom. They are. You are not on trial. Your destiny is on display. And the verdict has already been declared. You are moving forward. No more delay. Type "I will not go back" in the comments to seal your spiritual boundary. Lesson code 303 is closing every door that heaven never opened. Now is the time to listen with the ears of your spirit and walk with the feet of your discernment. You do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to explain the path heaven has carved for you. You do not need to convince anyone of your transformation. This is not the season of proving. This is the season of preserving. Heaven is speaking clearly through Archangel Michael, and he is instructing you now. Do not respond to noise with noise. Do not answer shadows with sound. Your silence will speak louder than their schemes. Stillness is not weakness. It is strategic warfare. In the kingdom of God, stillness is how victory is absorbed without contamination. Your name was traded, but your power was never surrendered. That trade was unauthorized, and now it's being reversed. But you must let heaven complete the reversal without spiritual interference. This is why you must not explain yourself to those who never adheres to hear your truth in the first place. Their goal was never to understand. Their intent was to delay. And if you re-engage in the natural before heaven is finished in the spirit, you might find yourself trapped again by emotional cords that should have been cut. Do not tie yourself to what heaven is untying you from. This is divine surgery. Let the process finish. Stay grounded. Root yourself in stillness. When your phone rings unexpectedly, pause before you pick it up. When your spirit feels agitated without cause, step away from distraction. When your mind starts replaying moments you thought were over, cover your thoughts in prayer. This is not just a wave of emotion. This is spiritual residue being swept out of your field. Stay alert. The cleaner the space becomes, the more valuable your clarity will feel. And the more valuable it becomes, the more pressure will try to claim it. But no pressure can shake a soul anchored in divine peace. You are not fragile. You are fortified. Let your stillness be your stance. Let your quiet be your resistance. Let your peace be your reply. You are surrounded by angels. You are wrapped in divine protection. Every time you feel the urge to react, pause and remember who is standing beside you. Archangel Michael is not a silent witness. He is your warrior. He is your protector. He is severing ties with precision, removing residue with fire, and pushing back every spiritual hand that tried to grab hold of your destiny. Your job now is not to fight, but to trust. Not to force, but to flow. Not to argue, but to ascend. There is a covering over you now, a protective canopy that reaches beyond the physical. That canopy responds not to anxiety, but to agreement. When you say, God, I trust you, you activate the highest form of warfare, surrender with authority. When you resist the urge to react, you give permission for divine justice to finalize what began in the spirit. You are not required to win arguments that never belong to you. You are not obligated to entertain energies that no longer match your frequency. You have already been approved in the courts of heaven. You do not need permission from the courtroom of man. Your delay ends with obedience, and obedience begins with trust. Heaven is fighting for you, but you must remain under its shield. Keep your boundaries. Guard your joy. Stay in the sacred stillness. This is how you reclaim not only your name, but your peace, your presence, your power. Type I am covered in the comments to remain under divine protection. Blessing code 1212 now surrounds you with fire and stillness. Now hear this loud and clear. You are not who you were when they traded your name. You are not the same version of yourself who was once vulnerable to spiritual manipulation, naive to unseen attacks, or unsure of your divine value. That version of you, the one who doubted, the one who waited, the one who hesitated, hath been buried beneath the ashes of your former season. And from those ashes you are rising, stronger, jubber, sanctified. You were delayed, yes, but not destroyed. And what they meant for delay, heaven is converting into divine development. What they meant to suppress, heaven is now using to sharpen your voice, your vision, your velocity. This is not just about recovering lost time. It's about reclaiming your divine momentum. The version of you that is now standing in spiritual alignment is no longer permission-seeking. You don't need validation from broken voices. You don't need applause from rooms that never had the capacity to carry your name in honor. You've learned something powerful in this delay, that silence is sacred, and survival has made you stronger. Archangel Michael says, they thought they stopped you, but they only activated what was dormant. They thought they delayed your purpose, but they only pressed the oil deeper into your identity. You see, the spirit realm responds to authority, not loudness, not pride, but true authority. And now, because you've endured the delay, passed the hidden tests, and chosen alignment over anxiety, your spiritual authority has been upgraded. You are walking into rooms where heaven walks with you. You are speaking words that shift atmospheres. You are carrying an anointing that cannot be copied, cannot be bought, cannot be imitated. This authority didn't come cheap. It was forged through fire. It was built through heartbreak. It was birthed through confusion. But now it stands as proof. You are not just called, you are crowned. And so, let them look. Let them wonder. Let them try to figure out how you're still here. They will never understand what covered you. They will never comprehend the prayers that lifted you. They will never decode the fire that refined you. And they don't need to. Because this next chapter of your life will not be explained. It will be witnessed. You don't have to talk about your comeback. You will be the comeback. You don't need to post about your progress. You will be the proof. This is your divine reversal. This is your elevation season. This is the part where God shows them, you cannot trade what He has ordained. Archangel Michael is surrounding you now with confirmation. You'll begin to see doors open that were once sealed. Opportunities that once passed you by will return with upgraded favor. Conversations that were once against you will be silenced by truth. You are stepping into a version of yourself that no one, not even you, fully saw coming. This is not just restoration. This is resurrection. The old delay is dead. The old confusion is finished. The old fear has been dismantled. You are now walking in divine clarity, divine authority, divine elevation. Type "I rise in power" in the comments to seal this empowerment. Blessing code 999 is releasing acceleration into your timeline. It is finished. The battle in the spirit has reached its turning point. The court of heaven has rendered its decision, and the gavel of divine justice has struck. Every delay that was orchestrated through spiritual manipulation is now being reversed. Every whispered lie, every stolen opportunity, every spiritual transaction where your name was used without divine authorization has been overturned. Archangel Michael declares this with fire in his voice and victory in his hand. Your delay was intercepted, but your destiny remains intact. Your name was traded, but it could not be transferred. You are still the rightful owner of your future. The spirit realm is responding. What was once blocked is now becoming unblocked. The name they tried to bury is now being exalted. The spiritual chains they wrapped around your calling are now melting in the fire of divine truth. Those who once gathered to speak against you will now scatter in confusion. Those who once twisted your identity will now tremble at your transformation. The energy around you is changing. The vibrations surrounding you are intensifying. This is the shift you've been waiting for. The one heaven has orchestrated while you were being still. Now movement will match your mantle. Acceleration will meet your assignment. Favor will follow your footsteps. Do not be surprised when someone reaches out with the truth. Do not be shaken when unexpected apologies surface. Do not be confused when you begin receiving opportunities that seem out of nowhere. This is prophetic recovery. Heaven has been working behind the scenes to bring everything full circle. Yes, even the delay was part of your divine equation. What you called a setback was simply a sacred pause, preparing you for the right moment of release. And now, your release is here. You are being untangled from every spiritual entrapment. You are being lifted into every promise once postponed. This final stretch requires your awareness. Watch closely. Listen deeply. Expect movement. Look for signs of divine timing. You will see the number 717, 1212, or 444 as a signpost that you are aligned. You may wake up at strange hours. Don't ignore it. You may hear names in dreams. Don't dismiss it. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Your spiritual inheritance is being delivered. The cloud is lifting. The favor is forming. The truth is emerging. And your spirit knows it. That heavy fog you've carried for months is beginning to break. That confusion you thought was your fault is leaving your atmosphere. That weight that made you question your worth, it was never yours to carry. This is not just resolution. This is transformation. You are becoming. You are emerging. You are arriving. And there is nothing they can do to stop it. Not now. Not anymore. Heaven has spoken. The trade is broken. The transaction is cancelled. The delay is dissolved. And your name is returning, fully charged with divine intention. You are no longer the delayed one. You are the delivered one. You are no longer the silenced one. You are the spoken one. You are no longer wandering. You are walking in prophetic order. Type "I receive my full restoration" in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing code 717 is activating supernatural closure and elevation. This is the moment that separates revelation from realignment. You heard the message. You felt it hit the deep places in your spirit. You know this wasn't just another word. It was your word. This was the answer to what you couldn't explain. This was the confirmation for why you felt delayed, disconnected, and spiritually disrupted. But now that the mystery has been revealed and the transaction has been cancelled, there is one thing left to do. Respond. The heavens are waiting for your agreement. Divine justice has moved, but it requires your spiritual signature. Archangel Michael has fought on your behalf, but now you must step into the truth he has recovered for you. You cannot remain neutral. You cannot return to silence. The spirit realm responds not only to belief, but to activation. This is why you must declare aloud and type in agreement. I reclaim my name. I align with heaven. I receive my restoration. These are not just words. They are declarations. They are weapons. They are contracts written in faith and sealed in obedience. When you type, when you speak, when you align, things begin to shift. The delays that once lingered around your life begin to dissolve. The energy that clung to confusion begins to break. A spiritual fog starts to clear. And heaven says, now I can move fully. There is power in prophetic agreement. When you affirm what heaven has spoken, you activate what has already been released. And when you do that, acceleration follows. You begin to walk in new rhythms, new clarity, new fire. This is your moment. This is your movement. Don't let pride rob you of participation. Don't let fear hold you in silence. You have been too quiet for too long. Your name has been twisted by too many who never carried your truth. But now, heaven has set the record straight, and it's time for you to speak. Take this seriously. This is your season to be deliberate. Step into purpose. Speak with boldness. Proclaim what was traded. Honor what was hidden. Trust what is rising. Align your mouth with your mantle. Use your voice with divine intention. This is how we build in the Spirit. This is how we tear down lies. This is how we replace falsehood with favor. And right now, the invitation is open to you. You've been delayed, but you are no longer behind. You've been traded, but you are still chosen. And your comeback is waiting on your commitment. So type your agreement. Share this message with someone you know has been wrestling in silence. Speak this word over your own life again and again. And if this message has touched something sacred in you, if it pulled you from the edge of confusion, if it reconnected you to your purpose, if it opened your eyes, then consider sowing back into the well that poured into you. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way, and we deeply appreciate your light. Type I align with heaven in the comments to activate this next level. Blessing code 2020 is opening prophetic doors over your timeline. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not the mistake they painted, nor the version they invented in their whispered conversations. You are not the broken name passed around in darkness. You are the fire that was hidden for a season, protected, refined, and now revealed. Archangel Michael wants you to hold this truth. Your delay was not your defeat. Your delay was your disguise. Heaven wrapped you in silence to preserve you from sabotage. Heaven slowed your pace to protect your promise. Heaven allowed your name to be mishandled so it could be reintroduced with thunder. They tried to trade your name. They tried to manipulate your movement. They tried to delay your destiny. But they forgot the most powerful truth of all. You are marked by God, and what is marked cannot be moved by man. Your story is not over. Your path is not closed. Your voice is not buried. Your name is still registered in the mouth of angels, and your legacy is still being written in heaven's script. You are the one they didn't see coming. You are the shift they never anticipated. You are the answer they tried to silence. And now you rise not for revenge but for revelation. To walk boldly, walk fully, walk with fire in your soul and clarity in your steps. This is your season of prophetic restoration. Everything stolen is returning. Everything twisted is being untangled. Everything hidden is coming to light. You are the revelation. You are the redefinition. You are the result of grace, warfare, and divine timing. Let them whisper. Let them watch. Let them wonder how you survived. But you will not explain. You will embody. You will radiate. You will be the proof that God does not lose his own. And so I say this one final time, under the full authority of the heavenly host and in the voice of Archangel Michael. Your delay was no accident, but your destiny remains untouched. The trade is broken. The timeline is restored. The blessing is now. Type I am the proof in the comments to walk boldly in your calling. Blessing code 144 is covering you with divine completion and fire.